All right, I am joined by Egg in a Bag. This is a new development studio. Congratulations, guys. Made up of VFS game design graduates. This is Elijah, this is Tyler, and this is Nathan. Yeah. How are you guys doing?
Great, thanks for having us.
Of course, man. The last time I saw these guys was actually on stage at the Pitch and Play event that I host, thank you, Blake, from time to time, where we talk about all of the student projects that you guys are working on. Elijah, take us into the process that you guys have when you take that one-year program with the school. How much time did you have to get F.R.O.G up and running?
Yeah, so it starts during term 4. We do a year-long program at VFS.
Yep.
And we spend about a month and a half to 2 months doing pre-production, where we plan everything out. We kind of come up with our concept for our game. You know, we decide if it wants to be a F.R.O.G or not, which we ended up going with. And then we spend about 3.5 months actually making the game, getting hands-on in the engine, having our artists make our art assets, having our designers work on the levels, and overall just starting the game.
That's awesome. So you get basically around 3 or 4 months to have a living project.
Yeah, it's a pretty condensed for standard video game industry, but
yes.
I mean, it is a student project, so it's definitely a challenge to try to get as much as we can in there. But we were willing to take on that challenge, and we made F.R.O.G.
That's awesome. I want to show the game in action, so why don't you take us in, all right? And just play, and then you can tell us about some things that pop up. But Nathan, how big was the team that put F.R.O.G together, and has it grown since you guys have left school?
Right off the bat, we were a team of 5.
Yep.
And we did it. We put the team together as like friends, not really like trying to make just a super overpowered team. We're all just friends. We want to make a game because we hear our teachers tell us that games, a lot of projects go south because like people just can't decide and they can't agree on anything.
Yeah.
So we wanted to stay as friends the entire way through. In terms of team size, we're 4 now. Our artist has moved on to bigger and better things.
So you were 5, but you've shrunk.
Yes. Yeah,
and now you're a pro team, but you're smaller.
Yeah.
But you guys also now have a lot of experience and a lot of education. And one thing that I definitely want to say here is that I've seen a lot of school projects, and I don't mean to put any of the other projects in a negative light at all, because they're all incredible. But this was the farthest along, something that, and I told all of you guys this felt like something close to an early alpha, or something that was getting us to the point where we could see this as a finished product and get out there and play it. And it, even in that short amount of time, I think you guys also had a lot of good luck happen as you put this together.
Oh yeah. No, there was definitely time periods where we were confused on what we were going to do, and we kind of just threw things into the game because people asked for it, and it worked.
Yeah.
And so we took that approach and we continued it throughout production, and that's why we got a game full of items and tools to play with, because everyone was requesting new items. So why not throw it in the game for them?
That's awesome. Nathan, how do you describe F.R.O.G?
Do you want the high concept? I can give you the high concept.
Yeah, I want you to describe it.
Okay, F.R.O.G is a 3D, third-person, physics-based challenge sandbox game. You play as Todd Pole, and you complete challenges in a sandbox environment.
Okay, and that's what it is, for sure. When I played it, it was like playing a Tony Hawk game made by Rare for the Nintendo 64. Right? And that was like, it was a perfect kind of blending of everything. Yeah. You guys heard that not just from me, though. You heard it from a lot of other people, clearly.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of positive feedback on Industry Night, which was kind of a shock because, again, we were throwing a lot of stuff into it pretty late.
Yep.
But to have all that positive feedback was really encouraging, because then obviously we were making the right choices in terms of game design. Things as like the pop can, as you're seeing, you go flying far with that. And it was something that we threw in on a whim, but people loved it, and it became a fun thing that you can actually do as a challenge now.
That's awesome. And so what we're seeing right here, you could conceive as some kind of a big hub world or a big overworld. Yep. But you've also made it like a challenge-based level, which evokes a Tony Hawk type of experience, right?
Yeah. We threw a bunch of challenges inside this level because we didn't want to have a guided experience, because we didn't want to restrict the players from doing something.
Yeah.
If they saw a toy they could go play with, we wanted them to go play with that toy. And that would be the future goal with this game, is to create more levels where it's not so cut and clear.
Konami's so pissed off right now.
Yeah, so making more levels with different themes and having challenges based on those themes is definitely our next step towards for this game.
That's very cool. So you have next steps for this game. You didn't just make cool T-shirts and this this demo that's improved since we saw it at school. You guys have hit Kickstarter.
Yes.
And I guess you guys have started to talk to different distribution platforms. Are you starting to think of how the progression of the game is going to go now?
We definitely have talked about where we want to distribute this game.
Yeah.
I think our ultimate goal and the easiest for us as a new developer is to release it on Steam.
Yeah.
Or itch.io.
Yeah.
Those are pretty easy to put a game on and have people download and play.
Right.
The ultimate goal would be to get this character onto consoles, because it's such a lovable character that I think any age can pick up and play.
Yeah.
It's not restricted to 18 years old, and it's not restricted to 2-year-olds. It's for anybody to play at any time. And that was one of our major goals for this game.
It's crazy, man. It doesn't just put a smile on your face when you're looking at this. It's so clever. Now, Nathan, you guys worked with Unity, the operating system.
Yeah.
When isn't the engine?
Yeah.
The engine system. I'm not a game maker. I just talk to people that make games. But you work with Unity, and have they reached out to you, or have they talked to you? Have they seen your progress, so they know that you're in Kickstarter?
Yes, I believe Elijah brought it to the table. I think it was during our after school that we're top student game from Unity.
Really?
Well, we're being considered for it, and we have their attention kind of. They've noticed it. They're interested in it, and obviously we can submit it to some awards, like student award ceremonies, and hopefully that can rocket us up there and get even more buzz and more attention on it. So it's not 100% guarantee that we're best student game, but it's something that we've heard from rumors that it might be buzzing around up there. So it's definitely exciting.
That is amazing. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
What, with a 4-person team, and you guys have a great beginning of F.R.O.G, but obviously you want to make it a bigger. You had 4 months, so you wanted to make it bigger before you go out and hit the marketplace with it. How do you divvy up the work? What are you each working on?
So I'm project manager. I'm mainly in charge of divvying out tasks as well as going in the game and maybe seeing what's wrong and what should be fixed. So almost like quality control, but we all do quality control.
Sure.
I think everyone should when you're making a game.
Right.
So I'm kind of in charge for making sure that tasks are getting done on time. I'm also quite often in charge of talking with distributors or other people, coming in contact with you, obviously, to come on here.
Yep.
So things like that to kind of get word of mouth around about our game.
Awesome. Tyler, what are you working on?
Sorry, there's a little noise in the background of our game. I think our rumble's going crazy.
Do you want to restart it? Let's restart it.
You can respond it from there. There you go. That should fix it.
We're early. It's not finished.
Oh, there you go.
So what are you working on?
For the game right now, so right now I'm actually trying to
Lean in a bit so we can.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to learn a bit more about art, as we have lost our artist, of course. So we're trying to wear a lot more hats.
Yep.
And of course I'm still.
This
part of
sounds
the
just
design
like
team.
school.
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah.
That's the way it works, because when these guys start the program, none of them really know what they're going to do. They kind of decide on the go and end up taking tasks and jobs that they've never done before.
Yeah.
And it's total trial by fire, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So now you're going to be an artist.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll see how that goes.
That's amazing. And what are you working on, Nathan?
So I was one of 2 level designers, and I was also the main set dresser. And set dresser, I think, is probably very important in games, because I think without it, the environment loses a lot of its feeling and character, even.
For sure.
Because the environment sets the entire mood of the game.
Yeah, and when you've got a single character type of experience like this, or a Tony Hawk or whatever, the environment is the other character.
Yeah, 100%.
It's what's coming at you and what you fall in love with ultimately, right? Have you guys thought about going to early access with the game? Is that something that you're thinking of possibly doing?
It's definitely something we've talked about, and itch.io is really good for that, because you can just upload the game and have people download it even for free, or even help donate towards it.
Yep.
So we've talked about putting ourselves on itch.io. We've also, on one of our Kickstarter tiers, it's definitely, you can get beta access. So you'll get access to it early and get to help us by giving us suggestions of things we can put into the game, what needs to be fixed, because we are a small team. We can't get every single bug out by the 4 of us. We're never going to find them all.
Right.
So we need having play testers and early access testers is definitely important to us.
What is the current sort of spec? Like, how much game do you guys want to make? This is a game that you could just keep making levels and levels and forever. But how much do you guys want to do or do you want to reveal that?
Oh yeah, no. So
Yeah.
this is our one level right now, and it's obviously kind of got the 3 environments. You saw a little bit of the snow, a little bit of the playground, and some disaster with the avalanche, and even the sled here.
Yeah.
But we want to kind of separate it and give multiple levels with multiple themes. So we're aiming for maybe 5 or 6 levels that each have 10 plus challenges and revolving around a theme.
Cool.
So the snow level will become its own world with 10 unique snow challenges, and the disaster will become its own world with 10 unique disaster challenges.
Very cool. Now, Kickstarter is not an easy game, and I
No.
think you guys are recognizing that right
Yeah.
now. I've talked to lots of people that have tried it.
Yeah.
It becomes a whole other job. You got to be telling people about it all the time.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So if you're interested in backing these guys, it's Kickstarter, F.R.O.G,
Yeah.
a video game.
If you search F.R.O.G, you should be able to find it.
should be able to. I don't think there's too many frogs on Kickstarter. But you're learning a lot as you go with this. Let's say the unfortunate happens and you're not able to hit the sort of financing sort of goals that you're looking for. Is that it, or are you guys kind of committed to this and you're going to finish it? And get it over?
It's definitely not it. You know, like we're all so passionate about this game, and we actually really want this game to succeed. So even if we don't get funded on Kickstarter, there are many other steps we can take towards eventually getting this game out to the public.
That's awesome.
You know,
and that is the exact right decision, because you've made a massive first impression, and you saw it again with this group of people that hasn't even seen it right here.
Yeah.
I'm sure people in the chat are talking about it. Actually, if you've got any questions for the F.R.O.G guys, you guys go ahead and ask me. Put all caps in the chat. Hello, chat. It's great to have everybody here. And if anybody in the crowd has a question for these guys, definitely just put your hands up or whatever. Let us know. Where is the other guy right now?
So he actually got a job at another studio, and
Oh,
so he's
yeah?
working with them. He's obviously still expressed his interest in this game, but I
Yeah.
mean, he's working,
Yeah.
so that he needs the income, and I totally don't blame him for that. And he's
Yeah.
passionate about what he's doing too.
Are you guys doing that a little bit too? Are you looking for work at the same time as this is all coming
Yeah,
together?
absolutely, and
Yeah.
that was part of that backup plan. You know, even
Yeah.
if we can't make it with this, the goal would be that we have to go find income somewhere else
Yeah.
to sustain ourselves for this, right?
And that is the reality as well for game development,
Yep.
and that is also the reality for a lot of indie projects where people have jobs, maybe working for a AAA studio or some out-of-house art asset studio or something like that, and then they're also making an indie game on the side.
Yeah.
But you guys forged some incredible friendships, clearly.
Oh yeah,
And
for life.
had you known each other? Some of you had, right?
Yeah, myself and Nathan, we've known each other since, like elementary school, I think. So we've like
Incredible.
grown up together basically, and it was kind of like, hey, let's go to game design school together, and sure, why not?
That's
so,
amazing. So you had F.R.O.G level designed by grade 2. Then, I mean, that's why the freaking Legos have it right
Yeah.
there, right? You're seeing a lot into your childhood, right there, which is incredible. Yeah, it has a little ukulele vibe. Good call, Matthew Winstone. Is that are these the homages that you're trying to create, or were they influences, or did it just sort of gel together on its own?
It's definitely all about that character we wanted to create that
Yeah.
everyone can love, like Mario or Ukulele or Sly Cooper.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why we came up with a frog named Todd Pole. He's
Yeah.
supposed to be that funny, cute character.
Yeah.
So
That's great. And I bet you have a whole bunch of other adventures with Todd Pole that are not this game.
haven't thought about it,
In
but
your mind, you have a
In our mind,
side-scrolling
yeah.
Todd
sure,
Pole.
absolutely. Anything's possible in games.
He's a very well-versed special agent.
Oh, Blade Blur, what games inspired them while making F.R.O.G?
It was definitely the single character games like that, Mario and whatever, to make the character. But in terms of the mechanics, we looked heavily towards Portal. That game had one major mechanic, which is the portal gun, and it made a whole game from it. So we have one major mechanic being the tongue, and we made a whole game from it.
There you go. That's the way it's done. All right, is the F.R.O.G to scale? This one's from from Matthew Winstone, or is that Duplo?
I don't think.
Lego getting all kinds of shout-outs today. Love you, Lego.
I'm not sure. I think it's about the same size as Red Eye Tree Frogs, but
Yeah, I think he's about 2 inches.
yeah, something like that.
That's awesome. Kelvin Horner says this game looks amazing. I can't wait for it to be done. Is this a
That's
buddy
my
of yours?
brother.
There you go.
Thanks, Kelvin. Love you.
That is also how it's done, as you will see with Steam reviews and Amazon. Rick Savage says F.R.O.G looks really cool. Be awesome to see
Thank
this
you.
on the PS4. Yes, my friend. I forgot your name. I'm sorry. Kane. Yes, great name.
What was it about the frog that made you decide to use that as the character?
Kane asks, what was it about the F.R.O.G that made you use that as the character?
Well, when we were designing concepts for our game, it was again going with an original character that we liked, but we couldn't pick one, so we thought of animals. And originally we were gonna make a stealth game that had meerkats, frogs, and like a bunch of types of animals. But something about the tongue really stuck out with us. Whoops. It just really, you know, we grasped onto it, and we really liked the idea of a tongue, and it worked best with a frog.
Awesome. What do the dots represent in F.R.O.G? This is a question from the Ren.
It stands for Fully Retractable Oral Gadget.
Oh, that sounds dirty. I can see the porn game.
Oh gosh. Oh god.
Okay, I think this is amazing. If you guys are interested in supporting these guys, you know where to go. Search for Kickstarter and F.R.O.G, and you will find Egg in a Bag. Fantastic, you
Thank you
guys.
so much. Thank
I really wish you all the very best. I want to play this finished game. I wanted
It'll
to
come.
the minute I saw
wanna make
it.
it.
I still do.